Hello and welcome to Dagon? I'm not sure yet how it's pronounced. I'm sure the narrator will tell us soon. It is a short story, I think, by H.P. Lovecraft, but it is visualized. I think that's it, and interactive. So let's see what awaits us. If you are scared easily or you don't like psychological horror, there might be gore in this, not sure, but mostly psychological horror, maybe don't watch it. I'm not sure if I should play it due to this reason, but let's just go. Dagon is a faithful interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot. Okay.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Okay, that's a bleak start. Kind of nice wallpaper, but whoa, and what kind of rundown place are we? There's water coming in through the ceiling. The walls have interesting patterns. Oh, I cannot turn any further. This is all I can turn to. Some empty cans. Looks like we ate some tuna. Tasty. Oh, that poor wood floor. It's ruined now. And a sack of I don't know what. There's a table. Okay, wait, can I continue with the spacebar? Yes. During the game you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey, others reveal interesting facts about the original short story. Also, so it is a short story. Its historical background and the author. That's good, because I don't know much about H.P. Lovecraft at this point. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus on your eyes and look for the elder sign. Oh, so this kind of, what is this, an antler or a twig? You can also access all the found facts later. They will be available in the main menu. Oh yeah, I already saw where they will go. Okay, so if I would stream, I would tell you to focus on those two, but looks like I have to rely on my own two eyes. Let's start with this thing.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Are you taking heroin? Or what is that? I see a syringe, I see a little bottle. I'm not too familiar with all kinds of drugs, but I wish to have a closer look at that table, but I cannot reach it. It's pretty annoying. Or, oh, okay, this is how I zoom. What does this do? I don't know. What is this? Oh, I
Do
clicked.
not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Oh, morphine it is then. That's a painkiller, right? It's still used today, maybe? Maybe I'm mixing it up with something else. No, don't worry. Taking drugs doesn't mean you're weak.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
I see. Yeah, very Lovecraftian. I think I listened to a podcast that talked about Lovecraft stories, but I don't know much about them apart from that.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Always those Germans. Ooh, so suddenly we're on the sea. I actually didn't want to click, I just wanted to look around some more, but I guess we're here now. Now we can't move, we're just stationary. So these are the kind of the sea raiders, huh? Or not? What is that? That flag is not German though. So maybe this is us? We are on the German ship? Don't know.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
Of the Hun. What? I am confused with the nationalities. Oh, so that is Germany. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did not recognize the old German flag, but that is the Bundesadler right in the middle, the eagle. That's still used sometimes today, so that I associate that with Germany. So this plays before the 1900, I guess. I'm not good with historic though, so slap me if I'm wrong. But H.P. Lovecraft was before that time. So we are on the German cargo ship now, more on the German pirate ship.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Oh, at least we're not killed. Can I zoom in on stuff? Wait, how did I do that? Yeah, like this. I am keeping an eye out for those eldritch signs, but I guess this is not a place for eldritch signs, is it? I still want to look around as much as I can, though. Don't want to miss anything. Oh, by the way, the narrator is really good. I love his voice.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Is that a good idea, though, when you're on the high sea and you don't know where you're at? I mean, escaping, of course, if you're a prisoner, yeah, but I guess you had no other choice. You escape either in nighttime or in the morning. Evening or morning, it looks like. What is this? That's our provisions. And then a little bit of water. It doesn't look like much, to be honest, but there's already some stuff in the boat, so I guess we will manage. Oh, I can take it. Or look at it.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
Yeah, that was I was worrying about. Can you read the stars or something? If you are the... Have you said you were the captain? Probably. I do feel very alone in this big ocean. Is that the moon or is that the sun that's... It looks like the sun. It is too bright for a moon, no? I mean, that in the sky is the moon, but the thing that's coming over the horizon... Probably the sun.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
It's something, I guess. I should have gone to those navigator classes.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Oh, my time to look around. I enjoy that we always get little bits of the story. Then we can look around again. Huh. Is there something for me to discover here? It is very dark. Is it also very dark for you if you watch this? Maybe I should put the gamma up a little bit, that I don't miss anything. But maybe it's just a scene and it's supposed to be dark. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to click.
The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
I like the shadow of the lantern on that sack over there. But we're not doing so good, I guess. All alone. On the ocean. Under the scorching sun. I guess you can go mad pretty fast. Especially if you don't drink a whole lot. Now it's up to me to find something again. I could drink. Is there another option? No. I guess we will have a sip of water then.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
I cannot look at the land, I can only look at the sky.
The change happened whilst I slept.
That sounds
Its details I shall never know. For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Ooh, but can we wake up? Maybe wake up.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
No, my ship, my provisions, octopody, octopi. And I don't like that one. I don't like the ones that move. This one is okay, I guess. It looks hacking disgusting.
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
And somehow, oh, there's a Nautilus. And somehow, I can smell this landscape. It stinks.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
I guess that makes sense.
For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Bleh, giant tentacles over there. I can't see the fish, I only see the octopus and the Nautilus and the more octopus. Bleh.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity.
Why did I zoom in on that?
There was nothing within hearing and nothing in sight save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear.
Yeah, what is going on here? These are all looking like they're not doing so good, by the way. Was there sea here before that vanished? And what is this? Does this belong in the water? I don't think so. It's just on the back.
The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Now this is something scary. The sky being black, although there being a sun. That's the kind of stuff I find very scary. I sometimes dream of. Well, let's not get into that.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Hentai happened. Ew, what is this giant thing back there? I was okay with the octopi, but that thing over there, that's too slimy. Sorry, nope, I'm out. No, my provisions! What am I gonna eat now? Oh. Yeah, what is the only one theory?
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Nah, dude, I think you stared too long into the sun, honestly. Or maybe drug withdrawal. I don't know. Nah, that looks too crazy even for drug withdrawal, if you ask me. Even a bit too crazy for drug usage.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
It looks like there has been water here before, though. At some point.
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Oh, true. You would expect, like, lots of seagulls in a situation like this. Huh, it's me again. Arthropode? Anthropode? How are these called? Yeah, I have to take dead fish. I don't really wanna interact with dead fish, but I guess there's nothing left to do apart from it.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
You can see the tentacles in the shade as well. I cannot look at the sun though. At least the sky is not black anymore, I guess. So you're not gonna go exploring, for example, at this appetizing piece of slime over there? Just gonna stay here?
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Oh, I see. That's why we're still here.
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
I don't know if I would search for the sea, honestly, in a situation like this. But if he assumes... Ooh, it's glowing at the night. Reddish. Yeah, are these things doing okay? I mean, they're still alive. I would have guessed they would die after a certain amount of time, but they seem to be okay how they are, so... Hello. Yeah. There's something for us to click on here. No, nope, nope. And I also don't really want to. Ah, now it's our turn. This would be the obvious thing. Is there something else? I kind of want to know more about that, but I also don't want to know more about that. So we have night again, huh?
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
3 days? I don't think this is the real world. Have we been able to drink any water? Otherwise it would be nearly the end of us by now, I think.
The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Yeah, what is this? How did this get here? Is that also a giant sea creature that has died? It is very uncanny, and I think that's exactly the point. Huh. So we go there.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
Yeah, strange kind of desert. And I think those things don't look like anything on purpose. Especially that one over there. There is a rock though. I would go here if I were him. But oh, he wants to go there. Good idea as well. What is that? Oh, that's a whale. These are not doing okay. Yeah, these are dead by now. Okay, hello whale. How are you doing? That's so great. I heard that you should not go near stranded whales when they're already dead, because gases build up in them and then they explode, so let's not stay here.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
Like in a dream. That looks like a giant leech or something. That looks even bigger. But if you have the imagination, you could imagine that these are all sea creatures living deep down in the Mariana Trench or anything like that.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
I don't know if I would have made it this far without something to eat or drink, but maybe that's not the logic in this part of the world.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface.
Why is that glowing blue?
Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
Okay, sleep on that ground? I'm always wondering if I'm missing some of these eldritch signs. I haven't seen any yet.
I know not why my dreams were so wild that night.
Yeah, no idea.
But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain.
Why are some words written in cursive, like gibbous moon?
I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more.
Yeah, this landscape is much better at night. Not.
Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
I see.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset.
Okay, oh, we still have something to eat, I guess.
Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
We get to pick it up? Yeah, we get to the crest. That's over there, huh?
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me.
Vague horror?
But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon.
Oh, that's something I sometimes dream of, that I climb a hill and then I look over the top and then there's just something vast, be it the sea, for example, that comes out of nowhere. That somehow is a very irrational fear that I have.
Whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine.
Oh, so it's just a pit.
I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night. Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost.
Is that a book that I have not read, or a play?
And of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
Or it's just something from the Bible, maybe. I mean, Satan is certainly from Christianity. Through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
Perpendicular? What's that mean? I forgot. Okay, so far so good. It's just some rocks on top of some slimy ground.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
Oh no, you want me to go down there?
Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
Sure. I mean, nowhere else to go, right? Great. What have we gotten ourselves into? Next time I'm just gonna stay prisoner on that boat.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath.
What is that? Is that a giant tower?
Gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
I hope you can see enough. I heard that YouTube always makes videos darker than they were originally, so there's some kind of weird shape over there.
All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
No touchy.
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
I would not do anything with that. That looks way too fishy. That looks way more fishy than the actual fish. Oh no.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
Yeah, but it's rectangular. It looks very much made by some living creatures and not by nature, which is scary.
But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
Yeah, same.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
Uh-huh. I don't like it.
For despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young.
Oh, so the idea is that all of this was covered by water at some point. So we are basically walking the bottom of the sea. This is not some foreign dream or landscape. We are assuming that this is the bottom of the sea. Get it?
I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures.
Yes.
Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
God damn it, that soundscape helps and does not help at the same time. Can I examine now, or do I first have to press spacebar before I can examine? I see these glowy things. Can I click them? No. I guess I have just to go there, huh? Not much choice. But that's okay. It is a linear story after all. Because it's been written a couple of decades, if not centuries ago.